back to my channel. So it is Wear Test Wednesday. Every Wednesday I try out a new product, a lot of complexion products, because I find that foundations are probably the most important whenever we're looking for longevity in a product. I try to try out as many foundations as possible. I definitely want to try to have a video on almost everything so that you guys can come to me and know that if you're looking for a foundation, I have a wear test for it. So today we will be trying out the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm so excited about this foundation because I have heard so many good things about it, and yeah, I can't wait to try it out for myself because I have not tried it before. So I have been getting ready this morning like I have all the time in the world, and I do not have all the time in the world, so we're gonna have to get through this. I am going to get my hair done today, and we might be doing something new, so stay tuned. Okay, so I have the shade Snow, which I know is not the lightest shade. There is one more shade lighter than this, and it is, I would say, pretty significantly lighter. Like, it's not just like a hair lighter, it's like pretty light. There's a shade for almost everyone in this line. There's definitely room for expansion, but they have a pretty decent shade range. It says that it is a full to medium coverage. It's for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin, so all skin types, just not sensitive. It has a radiant finish. Under the what it is section, it says it's an oil-free, medium to full coverage, natural looking, radiant foundation, which is funny because I know that there are a lot of people with oily skin that actually really like this foundation, so we'll see. Under the what it does section, it says get full undetectable coverage with the Born This Way foundation. It's infused coconut water to help replenish the skin's moisture levels without overhydrating. It's also enriched the resilient alpine rose to brighten your skin's appearance and promote elasticity, while hyaluronic acid provides long-lasting skin balancing hydration for a smoother, more youthful appearance, and formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. And this product is vegan and cruelty-free. So let's try it on. Oh, lastly, it retails for $39, which is a little bit under standard foundation price whenever it comes to high-end products, so pretty standard, which is good. All right, I'm so excited. So first I'm going to prime my face, and recently I have been using the Veil Primer from Hourglass, so I'm just going to plop that right on the right side of my face. Is it I always freaking forget. There is one side of my face that has like these large, it's this side. I'm gonna apply it to the left side of my face. I always apply primer just on one side of my face in my wear test. If you've been watching me, you already know this. I always apply it just on one side of my face because I would never want the primer to react badly with the foundation, and then I blame it on the foundation for not looking good. Because if you don't know already, not all foundations work with all primers. So alright, so I'm just gonna take that foundation and pump it onto my tray here. Let's start with 1.5 pumps. I think this is a good color for me. And I'm just gonna start on the unprimed side, and I'm using my Real Technique sponge to apply that. Definitely looks like a perfectly, like, that medium to full coverage, because like whenever I first put it on, I'm not getting full coverage. It's a true medium coverage, and so that tells me that it probably builds really well, so I could build it up to a full coverage. This color is really, like, really perfect for me. I'm really happy because it's like very fair, but it has a yellow undertone to it, which is exactly what I need, and that is hard to find. Most yellow undertones are they're too dark, or they're too yellow. Like, my undertones are neutral, leaning on the yellow side, so like if you put a pink undertone foundation on me, it would look way too pink. Alright, I'm just gonna take like half a pump more, so this is adding up to 2 full pumps. And I'm just gonna apply that in the center of my face. Even though I've been into more of the medium coverage, and I'm actually happy with the way that it looks right now before adding the coverage, I want to see how it builds, so I'm adding a little bit more. Wow, it looks absolutely beautiful. The texture of it is so nice. So nice. And then whatever is left over on my sponge in my tray, I'm just gonna bring that down the neck. I mean, this seriously looks so beautiful. Definitely has a radiant finish, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So let me zoom you in so that you guys can see it up close and by itself with no other product on it. So here is how everything looks by itself. Okay, so now I'm gonna go apply the rest of my face. I'm gonna try to throw it on and get out the door. I don't normally apply my concealer and powder and everything on camera unless I have any issues. So as I'm applying it, if I have any issues, I will hop on here and let you guys know what's going on. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next check-in. What's up, guys? So it's my first check-in of the day, but I have my little brother here with me and I have new hair. Look at it in the sunlight. It looks so good. What do you think? Look, I have so much hair, you could wear this. Here. We could share.
That's good.
Oh, looks good on you too. Okay, let me come back over here so you can kind of see my foundation. Okay, first off, I cannot get my lashes to stay down. Secondly, I tried a new technique where I put eye primer underneath my eyes and it has created a weird texture. So we're gonna ignore that because that doesn't have anything to do with the foundation. On my forehead, I'm not a big fan of how it's looking. Like, it looks like it's getting a little bit patchy, but I also obviously just got my hair done, so that could have been from that. I love the texture of it. Like, the texture of the foundation is super nice.
Yeah, my eye bags. Can you apply some foundation right here?
The texture of it is super, super nice. Oh, also, I smudged it here, here, and here. I don't know how I smudged it here, but I did. Lord knows what happened.
I managed to do it.
But I managed to do it, yeah. However, it has not started to break up or separate at all, and I applied it around 10 o'clock, and it is now 3:33. So it has been on for 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours. So it has not like moved at all, other than the places that I accidentally smudged it, like with my sunglasses and then here. It has not moved at all. I love the texture of it. The only thing that I'm not liking right now is the feel of it. Like, after I applied it, I feel like I can feel it on my face. And especially whenever I first applied it, it literally felt like, and this is how I felt with the NARS skin tint, literally feels like my skin is like crawling. And I set my whole face with powder this time because it just it just felt so like, I can't explain it. Like, I guess because it's a radiant finish, like wet and like damp, and I felt like I needed to set it in place or I was just gonna like feel it all day. So after I set it, it made it a little bit better, but it still feels kind of heavy. And yeah, love the texture of it. Not sure that I love the feel of it. It is Josh approved already. Cool. So that's where we are right now for this check-in. So I'll see you later. Say bye, Josh.
Goodbye. Seal of approval.
What do you guys think of these luscious locks? I am so excited. It is literally exactly what I asked for. I am so happy, so excited. I love this color. Although I'm getting used to it a little bit because it looks like a lot darker in my monitor and like on camera than it does in real life. Like, on camera it looks almost like a dark like auburn, but in real life it looks like a bright, like, I don't know, like almost mahogany red. Like, it's so beautiful. My hairstylist Jared freaking killed it. So let's get into talking about how this foundation has worn throughout the day, because it has been a good 12 hours at least. It is, I feel like, closer to 13 hours because it is 11:28 and I applied it around 10:15, 10:30ish. So it has been, yeah, like a good 13 hours of wear time, and I had just started looking at the foundation right before I hit record, so I kind of have started to gather my thoughts a little bit already. Here is how everything is looking right now. I am not super impressed with the wear time on this. Like, oh my gosh, on my nose, it has really started to break up. Feels like it's collected in certain places and then like worn off in others, and it's just really weird. I've gotten quite the dew. I normally get a little bit shiny, but I feel like this is a little bit more than what I usually get, which I could be wrong. Maybe that's just me. Has broken up and gotten pretty patchy on my chin, but quite honestly, that is nothing unusual. Pretty much every foundation does that. However, on my forehead, it is looking, it's all like patched up and bunched up right here. Really settled into my fine lines on my forehead, and even like noticeably on my smile lines. I don't know. I just feel like Now I have been outdoors, like me and my brother went to go sit at the park, and he was doing his homework and I was working on my computer, like editing some photos and stuff like that. So I was sweating a little bit. So I feel like that's probably why it's bunched up and kind of moved around and collected in certain places, but I don't feel like I was like substantially sweating. I feel like I've sweated more in other foundations and they didn't move this much. So I absolutely love the texture of it, but it's kind of like the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation for me, because I love the texture of it, but it doesn't feel like a super long wearing foundation, which I'm a little bit bummed about, because I've heard a lot of people talk about like, oh, it stays all day and blah blah blah, blah. Like I know James Charles, like I watch him all the time, and he talks about how this foundation works really well with him, and he has oily skin. I mean, and look at me, look at how shiny I look, and I don't even have oily skin. So that I'm a little bit confused on, because I also use the same setting powder that he uses. So I don't know. I really don't know what I could have done differently to make it last. Even like whenever it comes to the primed and unprimed side, I mean, I feel like it's gotten a little bit better. Like it's worn a little bit better on this side. I mean, nothing substantial, nothing that's that different. Like, yeah, I don't know. I guess right now I'm just feeling like I had really, really high hopes for it. Like I am disappointed. I'm not going to say that. I am disappointed because I did have high hopes for it, because I've heard really good things about it, but maybe that's why I'm disappointed. Maybe my expectations were too high. Rather than going in with neutral expectations or low expectations, I went into it with high expectations and was expecting like a miracle, and here we are. Maybe this isn't like a 12-hour wear foundation, or maybe it's something that like I need to bring my setting powder with me and like touch up throughout the day to blot or keep it in place or something. Maybe I need to try it with a different primer. I don't know. I don't know if there's different ways that can make it last, but I'm gonna play with it. I'll definitely be wearing it for the next few days, and I will try to like update the description box as I wear it throughout the day, so you guys can check back on that. And maybe I'll try to post it on Instagram, just kind of like updated thoughts and stuff like that. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, and I'll try to keep you updated. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. Is it worth $39? $39 is a really good price to compare to a lot of the foundations, especially that Sephora carries. So yeah, I say it's worth $39 just for the simple fact that it has an absolutely beautiful texture, and it has really, really good pigmentation, like really good buildability? I don't know. It builds well. It builds well is what I'm trying to say. Like really, really well. Like the pigmentation is good and it builds really well. So I think those factors alone make it worth the $39. Like you just don't get that kind of texture, and like it looks so skin-like. However, another downside is I would say that it felt really heavy. Like to me, it feels like makeup on my face. And I'm used to wearing makeup, you know, I'm used to wearing a lot of makeup. So whenever I feel like, if it feels heavy to me, that's something. Now that could just be my skin type. Maybe my skin is a little bit irritated by something in the ingredients, because I know that like with the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation, I don't really feel that way, but with the NARS Skin Tint, it can feel like my skin is crawling. Like that's how it's felt, and that's how this felt whenever I first applied it. After I set it with powder and everything, and it had sit and like sunken into my skin for a little while, it got better. But whenever I first applied it, I was like, I feel everything on my face. And I still feel that a little bit, but not as much. That's pretty much how I feel. I mean, that sums it up. I think it's worth it. I think the texture is worth it, but it really depends on what you're looking for, because I don't think that this is going to be like your most long wearing foundation in the world. So if you're willing to kind of touch up with it throughout the day, or you're not going to be wearing it like for 16 hours or even 13 obviously, then it's a good foundation. It's really good. It photographs really well because it looks very skin-like. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what products you would like to see next down in the comments, and I will get back to you. Give me some ideas, because I want to do different things. Like I feel like I do a lot of foundations, so if you guys want to see more primers or lip products, like whether it's eye primers or face primers or lip primers or just lip products in general, like lip glosses, lipsticks, or if there's just anything else that you guys want to see, like setting setting sprays if you're more interested in that, let me know. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in Friday's video. Thank you again. All right, bye. Bye. Bye.
Stop it.